alongside my broadcast partner for this afternoon, Gina Albano. We thank you for joining us on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Well, Gina, this Middlebury team last year went undefeated, won the national championship, started off this season 4-0, but they have lost their last 3 games, so you got to think they're coming in here hungry tonight. Meanwhile, the Beacons coming off of a strong performance, although a 6-4 loss on Tuesday to number 8 in the nation, Connecticut College. They stuck with them for pretty much the entire game till the end and gave up an empty netter. But what do you think the Beacons need to do here tonight to either stay in the game or get a victory here?
Well, I think the Beacons need to play smart. As you mentioned, it's no secret that Middlebury is a strong, talented team, so they really have to come out playing smart. They can't get caught in a man-down situation. They got to stay out of the box. Yeah.
Well, we mentioned Middlebury, the defending national champions. They did lose 7 seniors who graduated from last year's team, but they still have a really good squad this year. Let's take a look at some season statistics here for these two teams coming into this matchup this afternoon. As you can see there, goals per game, Beacons coming in at around 2.90, or rather that's Middlebury at 2.90. UMass comes in with 1.80. Beacons have had a tough time scoring goals. They did put 4 on the board on Tuesday, so that's looking like it's improving. Goals against, 240 for Middlebury so far this season to 3.40 for the Beacons. They have gotten solid goaltending from both Kennedy and Bosch this season. Bosch will be in between the pipes here tonight. And on the power play, Beacons, it has been a story of disappointment so far this year. They were able to capitalize on the power play with the goalie pulled on Tuesday, but just coming in at 8.1%. And so far, Middlebury at 18.9%. Penalty kill for Middlebury, very strong at 93.3%. And for the Beacons at 84.4%. Shots per game, Middlebury coming in at 26.6, and the Beacons 23.80. And then penalty minutes per game, the Beacons taking a lot of penalties. They took a lot on Tuesday, 9.4 minutes per game to 4.3 minutes for the Panthers. Let's now look at the matchup to watch here this evening, or afternoon. It's a 4 o'clock tilt, kind of in that in-between area. First for Middlebury, let's take a look at Britt Narwaki. She comes in with 6 goals, 2 assists for 7 points. So got to keep an eye on her. And as far as the Beacons, we're going to take a look at Anna Gustafson coming in on the season with 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. She scored on Tuesday. So that's our matchup as now we look around the New England Hockey Conference today. See what other games are going on the schedule. Try to get that for you as quickly as we can. Well, we're having some technical difficulties with that, but let's look at our keys to the game here for tonight's game, featuring these two teams. And once again, we're having some technical difficulties with our graphics, so we'll hope to get that squared away. But in the meantime, we're going to step aside for a quick break, and we'll be back to go over the starting lineups and the national anthem on the Beacons Broadcast Network. And welcome back here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Andrew Bluestein, Gina Albano with you. And now we got our graphics working as we take a look around the New England Hockey Conference today. Right now we have Chatham at New England College. That is in overtime. SUNY Canton against Plymouth State. They are leading Plymouth State 4-2 in the third period. Elmira is at Plattsburgh. That's also a 4 p.m. puck drop. And then at 7 p.m., we have Adrian at Norwich, and then Williams versus Williams Smith is at 7:30 p.m. this evening. Now let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams here this afternoon. As first for the visiting Middlebury Panthers, from left to right, Britt Narwaki is at left wing, center Ashley McDonald, Jenna Letary at right wing, and on defense it'll be Cece Ziegler and Sela Cody, and in net will be Sophie Mirazic. And for the Beacons, it'll be Hannah McDougall on the left with Allie Raefler at center, Sydney Leonard on right wing, and on defense it'll be Gabby Shantz and Melina Maggio, and Leah Bosch will be in between the pipes for the Beacons. We're going to step aside for the national anthem, and we'll be back with the starting goaltenders and puck drop here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. All right, let's take a look at tonight's starting goaltenders. First, for the visiting Middlebury College Panthers, it is going to be Sophie Mirazic, the junior out of Medfield, Massachusetts. Comes in with a 3-1 record, a 1.75 goals against average, and a .925 save percentage. For the Beacons, it'll be Leah Bosch, the freshman out of Minnetonka, Minnesota, coming in with a 3-1 record, a 2.93 goals against average, and a .902 save percentage. Well, Gina, we're just about set for puck drop here inside Edward T. Barry Ice Rink. Again, I'll ask you, what do you think the Beacons need to preface in their game early on here?
Well, I think you just mentioned the goalkeepers for both teams, and I think Bosch has a big game ahead of her. She's got a lot of shots she's definitely going to face tonight, and I think her performance can really control the way this game goes. So I think she's definitely a key to this game, and I think she'll be able to handle it.
And Bosch was outstanding on Tuesday against Connecticut College. She got yanked in the third period. It was not her fault by any means. I think it was just more head coach Daniel Blanchard trying to get some momentum going. But we are underway here from Edward T. Barry Ice Rink. Beacons control the opening faceoff. Raefler chips it in. Back to get it is Julia Johnson. Tries to play it up, hits a skate, and she'll go D to D to Eva Hendrickson. Hendrickson back to Johnson, tries to chip it up the far half wall, and that one's played back to center, right onto the stick of Maggio. She plays it to McDougall, who tries to chip it in, but right back to Johnson. She plays it D to D once again to Hendrickson. Entering the zone, McDonald chips it in, but that one right onto the stick of Maggio. Puck comes out towards the blue line. Hendrickson steps into one. That one blocked by Gabby Shantz. Now chipped back into the neutral zone. Hendrickson playing to Maddie Byard, who will dump it in. Shantz backhands it to the far side. Maggio there to swoop in and collect. She chips it. Puck goes high in the air. Gives it away. Now it goes back to the far corner. McInerney centering pass to Pincelli rather. McInerney on the far side. Playing pass with Maddie Byard. Byard stays with it. Getting harassed there by Emily Hansen. Puck still behind the net. Byard gets it around Sean, stays with it. Peels off the boards, tries to center it. Nice defensive play there by Maggio. That one chipped the other way by Isabella Hensingson-Brown. But there to collect for Middlebury is Claudia Vera. Gustafson intercepts that at center ice, tries to play it in, but gets stonewalled there. And that one's dumped back in. Middlebury will head off for a change. Mia Boyd plays it up the far half wall to Gustafson. She tries to play it through the neutral zone. Stepping in there, though, is Celia Cody. Gustafson, nice play on the back check. Will send it into the Middlebury end, and she'll head off for a change. Cody goes D to Ziegler. Ziegler plays it up the ice. Boyd there first, banks it off the glass in the neutral zone. And that's offside, and this faceoff will come in the neutral zone.
You know, you see the Beacons there making quick changes every chance they can get. They know they don't want to get stuck in their own zone, so they're really taking advantage of every opportunity they have to get a quick change and get fresh legs on the ice.
And you're going to have to make quick changes against a team. Middlebury coming in number 13 in the nation. We mentioned the defending national champions for the Division III level. As that one chipped around the far side, Leonard tries to play it up. Now McDougall plays it through the middle, but there to get it is Gonuicha. She plays it in. Webster absorbs it on the backhand, but a nice job there by Dalby, who wins the battle. She gets it out to the point to Hendrickson. Back to Dalby. She'll play it down low. Now goes to the far side. McDougall tried to chip it up, but it goes off a skate. Now behind the net, Webster plays it up the near side. That one goes through center and will go all the way down for an icing with 17:02 to go here, opening period, no score.
Middlebury's doing a great job of keeping the puck in the Beacon zone, and that results in, the Beacons have to ice it in order to get that change.
So the first line out there for the Beacons, it'll be Leonard and McDonald on the faceoff. McDonald wins it. Back to Vera. She plays it around the kick blade. Now Schott sends it back the other way, looking for Raefler on the wing. Raefler battling, able to chip it out. Actually, it was Leonard who got it back to center. This one goes back, but not enough mustard on it for icing as Sabrina Kim picks it up. Now Narwaki. Back to McDonald. Now back to the defenseman Kim. She plays it cross ice, and once again, no touch, so this will be an icing. And the Beacons will now have an offensive zone face-off.
This is a good opportunity for the Beacons. Hopefully they can generate something here.
And it'll be Hansen on the draw, who's been spectacular in the face-off department. She loses that one to McDonald, but she has been outstanding all season. As that one sent back, no icing. As Giuliano first to get it, but the loose puck, Ashley McDonald finds. She sends it back behind the net. Lettieri gets it out to the point, and it was on the backhand there of Ziegler, and it goes out. So the Panthers have to tag up, and they'll just head off for a full change. Here comes Maggio through the neutral zone. Hits Hessington-Brown on the wing. Goes into the corner, and Ziegler there to get it. Ziegler leaves it off for Cody. Cody plays it up the near side wing for Byard. Now through the middle. And that one goes in as Webster takes a spill in the far corner. Middlebury doing a good job there on the forecheck. Pincelli gets it out top at the point. Ziegler back to Pincelli. Hit front. Nice pad save by Bosch. as there were bodies in front, and that one sent back down, and no icing. So Ziegler will absorb it. Looks to play it up the ice. Hits Pincelli through the middle, and this will be an icing as it was far behind the center ice red line.
And this all goes back to Henningsen Brown's great effort to get the puck out of the zone and avoid the icing in the same shift. The Beacons get a change, they get an offensive draw, and hopefully Wilbert can win this to give the Beacons something to work with.
So Wilbert and Pincelli to the right of Sophie Mirazic. Middlebury wins the draw. Ziegler trying to exit the zone, hits Byard on the wing, had trouble with it. Wilbert now down low, throws it on goal, and a save by Mirazic. So the first good opportunity of the afternoon for the Beacons there.
That's a great effort from Wilbert. You want to test the goalie. You want to get kind of a feel of what you're working with, and she does a great job to get a shot on net there.
Caroline Cutter wins that draw. That one's rimmed all the way around the kick play to the far side. Chance tried to one-hand it ahead. Now a chance for a 2-on-1, but Chance gets back. Nice job there by Gabby Chance. A possible 2-on-1. Now Crepaldi with it back the other way. She enters, tries to play it. Gets blocked, now sends it in. Gustafson on the forecheck, but Hendrickson plays it over. As now through the neutral zone comes Schluter. Hauer had that puck knocked off her stick, and Middlebury will regroup up ice. That one played ahead, and this will be another icing. So far, a lot of icings. And this one, both teams guilty of multiple icings so far. Not a recipe for success.
I think that works in the Beacons' favor. That slows the game down. That gives them the opportunity to get a change and I mean, in this case, get an offensive face-off.
You're absolutely right. Especially in terms of possession and zone time. As this one now chipped through the middle of the ice in the neutral zone. Nice job there by Giuliano. Tried to play it up. Now Leonard collects, takes it behind her own net. Now on the far side. Leonard, good speed, stays with it, takes a collision there in the middle of the neutral zone. That was Inga Van Wyren who came in and bumped into Leonard. Appleyard plays it ahead. Mia Boyd back to collect. She'll take it behind her own net. Fakes the reverse, plays it up for Cramp. Liz Cramp through the neutral zone. Loses the puck, stays with it though. Now it comes out loose. Henningsen Brown goes back to Webster on defense. She'll play it up into the zone, but Celia Cody will play it up. Takes a bounce off the boards. Hansen played it to Shantz. She sends it in around. Henningsen Brown battling there as that one's reversed by Ziegler. Middlebury looking to exit. Nice job again by Gabby Shawn. She has been sharp early on defense for the Beacons. Now entering is Ashley McDonald, the senior. Leaving it off for Jenna Letary, the captain of this Middlebury Panthers team. Now back out at the point. That shot gets blocked off a stick. I think that was Cramp who got in the way of that. Now it's chipped behind the net. McDonald tries to take it to the far side. Nice job again by Shantz closing her off. Letary now with it. Gets it out top to Johnson. Johnson throws one towards goal, and a nice save by Leah Bosch, and no rebound with 12:39 to go, opening period.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned Gabby shots, and defense is just going to be a huge part of UMass Boston's game today, and she's really shown up today. You see Liz Cramp blocking a shot. It's plays like that really can really help, you know, turn the momentum of a game around and help the Beacons get into this thing.
Wilbert does a good job on the faceoff. Possible 2-on-1 here. Wilbert has Gustafson. Wilbert holds, shoots, saved by Mirazic. Kicked it out to the far side, and that one sent on goal. Mirazic couldn't handle it cleanly, but she's able to catch it on the second opportunity for a whistle. But tell you what, the Beacons doing more of what they did on Tuesday, establishing a good forecheck early on. And they scored in. Don't mean to step on you. They scored very quickly into that game. It was Hansen who got him on the board.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, they've shown they can hang with good teams, and they can, you know, they can put themselves in it. They did a great job last week, and they're really showing that this is a game they're going to be in till the end.
Crepaldi throws one towards goal, goes well wide. McDougal to collect on the far side. McDougal chips it to Crepaldi. Now Boyd from the point, a shot. That one goes off the apron of the goal. Still loose behind the net. Mirazic didn't know where it was momentarily. He can stay with it. Boyd on the far side battling. McDougal now there. McDougal comes out with it, takes it down low. Tries to center it to Leonard. Fanned on the pass, tied up. And coming in to get that was Sabrina Kim, and they'll get back to center. Boyd now goes D to Webster. Webster through the middle. Chipped in by Reifler. Right into the body, though, of Vera. Deacons try to keep it in. They can't. Now back the other way. Here comes Jordan Howard down the near side wing, going to goal. Now takes it behind the net. Stays with it. Now goes through the far side, back behind the net. Up the boards, now to the point. Ziegler. D shot. Another save by Bosch on a deflection in front. Now out top again, Ziegler, another shot. And a nice job there by Reifler, who got her stick on it, and it deflects up and out of play. 11 minutes even to go in this first period, still no score. Face off to the right of Leah Bosch.
Yeah, Middlebury clearly has more possession, but I think UMass Boston's had the better chances. Howard gets in and doesn't even really get that shot on net, so I think that's a good defensive play for UMass Boston there. And I think if they can keep this up, they're looking pretty good right now.
And so far as this will be another icing, so far we've seen, seems like Middlebury using the low to high game a lot. Most of their shots have been generated from the point. But I think that favors the Beacons. And as you were saying, Gina, there's been a lot of things early on how this game has gone through the first half of this first period that have favored the Beacons. As they win the faceoff, Maggio tried to play it over, but stepping into that was Cody. Beacons trying to dig it out. Nice job there by Hansen, gets it to center. Cramp battling there. Hansen now comes in, tries to chip it ahead into the Panthers' end. Cramp stays with it. She'll backhand it in around the kick blade into the near side corner. Now it comes out to Maggio. Maggio puts it on goal. Not sure if that got through. I think it actually might have hit Hansen, who was in front. Now back the other way. Appleyard tried to play it through the middle to Gonowicha, but a good job defensively by the Beacons. Now Panthers look to come back as McDonald enters the zone. She chips it in behind the net, goes to the far side. Getting there is Jenna Leteri. Now atop a shot from the point, and another save there by Bosch as she sticks it to the near side. UMass able to exit. Wilbert doing a good job there, stays with it, and I thought she might have drew a penalty there for a hook, and I think it's just going to be an offside. A lot of stick work going on there on that play, though. Good effort by Wilbert.
Yeah, and it's hustle like that ends up drawing penalties, so that's definitely good hustle from Wilbert.
Webster plays it through the middle. Now Gustafson on the far side. Throws it on goal. Rebound. Crepaldi had a great opportunity, and she couldn't get enough wood on it. As the rebound from Mirazic came right to Crepaldi. Puck was bouncing. It wouldn't sit flat for her. But that may have been the best opportunity of the afternoon on either side.
And that's not UMass's first time doing that. The Beacons have thrown pucks low and at the pads, hoping to get that big rebound with the chance to put it in, as Crepaldi had right there.
Pincelli able to win that draw as Reifler plays it through the middle, as Leonard had an opportunity, but once again, puck not sitting flat here early on. Now back the other way comes Pincelli. Enters the zone, rifles a shot that goes off Webster's stick. Now sent behind the net. Goes to the far side, McDougal. Gets it to Boyd. Boyd to Reifler. Reifler fans on the clearing attempt. Comes right to Webster, though. Plays it to center, but it goes right onto the stick of Eva Hendrickson. That one's sent in. Webster back to absorb the puck. She plays it up in the air through the neutral zone, but it goes right back to Claudia Vera. Vera exits the zone through the middle. Tries to hit Schluter, but she had the puck trampoline off her stick. Goes to the far corner now in the Beacons end. Sean's had a little trouble with it. Now the puck goes out to the point. Kim, D to D. That shot goes wide from Vera, as now that one chipped back out to center by Henningsen Brown. Kim gives it away. Henningsen Brown stays with it, but I don't think Cramp cleared the zone in time, so it's an offside with 18-13 to go here in the first period. So the face-off in the neutral zone. Wilbert and Dalby. Dalby able to win it. That one goes to Cody. Cody with it. Goes to Ziegler. Now through the middle. Staying with it is Gonuicha. She throws it on goal. Rebound, St. Bosch. And she got the second chance as well. Wilbert takes a tumble trying to clear it, and Gustafson does as well, and that one goes in on Bosch, and she'll freeze it for a whistle. So, good opportunity there for the Panthers. But once again, Leah Bosch up to the task.
Yeah, that's great. 3 saves right in a row there. And, you know, she doesn't make the first initial save clean, but she makes up for it by picking up that second rebound.
Puck goes out to the point. Now Letary off the half wall. That one got to goal, and Bosch getting a piece of it with the blocker. Now back out top. Letary a shot. That one gets blocked by the stick of Reifler. Now it comes towards the hash marks. McDougall able to chip it back out. Leonard back the other way. Has McDougall in the middle. Leonard centers it for McDougall, and it goes under her stick. Pass a little bit behind her, but another good odd man rush opportunity for the Beacons the other way. Now Boyd will collect the pass from Giuliano. Boyd takes it behind her own net, banks it off the near side glass. Ricochets back the other way to Hendrickson. She'll send it back in. Giuliano in the corner, battling there. Hansen now gets in. Now it's chipped out to the point. Goes right onto the stick of Hansen. Hansen tried to chip it away, but getting there first was Narwaki and sends it back in. Now Cramp finds the loose puck on the far side. Tries to play it dangerously through the middle, looking for Henningsen Brown, but now back the other way is Byer, down the near side wing. Takes it behind the net. Now it's in the far side corner. Swooping in on the loose puck is McInerney, but once again UMass able to exit the zone. Webster taking it back in. She reverses it off the half wall. Wilbert gets bumped and loses her stick, and if that had not happened, she would have had speed the other way and may have gotten to the puck with open ice. McInerney working 1 against 5 as sends it around the kick blade as her team was making a change. Gustafson battling at the blue line. McInerney plays it back up for Cutter. Cutter chips it in. Webster able to collect and stay with it behind her own net. Webster being worked on by Schluter. Now Schluter finds the loose puck. A shot from the point by Vera goes wide. As Cutter now chips it over to the far side, back to the point. Kim. A shot, another save by Bosch as the puck goes around the kick plate again to the far side. Kim again from out top. That shot deflected. Puck still loose near the circle. Webster has it. Puck still loose. Crepaldi able to chip it back to center. And the Beacons will get a change, at least the forwards do, as Shantz and Webster still out there. Shantz, nice play off the glass, gets it to the neutral zone. Reifler now with it. Reifler plays it through the middle. McDougall on the far side, tries to center it. That one goes in the air. Reifler now in the near side corner, tries to chip it behind the net. Puck comes towards the net, and that one covered by Sophie Marazish. With 4:40 to go here in the first period.
Yeah, I think Bosch just made some really important saves there. You know, they're not the saves that you're going in one-on-one with the keeper, but, you know, she's making them through screens. She's making them off tips and blocks. So those are difficult saves to make, and she's proving she can handle them.
Stalemate off the draw, but back the other way. That one chipped in by Appleyard. Goes behind the net. Now Maggio comes out with it. Tries to backhand it towards the neutral zone, but getting in the way there was Molly Dalby. Molina Maggio and Sydney Leonard working behind the net. Leonard ships it on the backhand to the near side. That one played off the glass, but not out. Kept in by Hendrickson. Now a chance for Narwaki. Nice job, though, by Maggio on the gap control down low. Narwaki now a shot towards goal. That hits Maggio in front, and that one stung her. And she'll go off to the bench. But making herself useful in front of that net.
Yeah, no, those hurt, but you know you've done the right thing after you take one.
And her teammates will appreciate that as well, as that one goes back behind the net. Approaching 3:30 to go here in the opening period. Still no score. Middlebury out shooting UMass 8-3. Nice move down low by Pincelli as Boyd chips that one up the boards. That one goes in on Bosch, and once again, Leah Bosch alert and covers the rebound.
Yeah, UMass has to keep taking shots. You know, it's a game that, you know, when it's 0-0, any shot can really be a game changer. So they're doing the right thing, and they're taking them down.
Wilbert able to win the draw. Boyd plays it around as Crepaldi couldn't handle it. Now it's tied up in the near corner. Wilbert behind her own net. Chips it off the far boards. Gustafson trying to win that battle. Sends it back down for Webster behind the Beacons net in the far side corner. Being battled for on the end boards. Wilbert shortening the stick, trying to knock it loose. Middlebury comes out with it, centering pass. Puck's loose at the crease. That shot goes just wide over the glove of Bosch on the opportunity from Byard. Wilbert able to win that, and she flips it in to the UMass bench. So the faceoff will stay in the Beacons end with 2:35 to go in this first period.
Yeah, that's a great shot by Cutter. If she can just bring it down a little bit, that it's a 1-0 game. So works out for the Beacons, but got to be careful in front of the net. You got to pick up people in the slot like that. So
it'll be Leonard and Cutter on the faceoff. That puck deflects high in the air. Now being battled in the corner. Taking a tumble there was Rhea Schluter. Schluter as the puck goes now back behind the net on the end boards. Schluter out top. Ziegler tees one up. That one hits a skate in front and goes to the corner. Giuliano battling there, trying to ship it loose. Cutter throws it towards the goal. Puck still loose at front, saved by Bosch, and the rebound was cleared out by McDougall. Now a chance for Leonard back the other way, one-on-one. Leonard tries the backhand forehand move, stays with it, but getting back on the back check was Cutter to cancel that opportunity out. But impressive speed there from Sydney Leonard. Now plenty of space up ice. Back the other way, here comes Hauer. Hauer working on Webster, throws it towards the goal, goes wide. Henningsen Brown plays it through the middle in the neutral zone. Finds the loose puck, she'll ship it in. Puck goes behind the net. Liz Cramp gets there first. Cramp has it, working behind the net. Tries to center it, puck still loose towards the crease, now goes to the far side. As that one shipped back behind the net for Hendrickson. She plays it around the kick blade for Cody. Now chip towards the middle. And back to center. Webster just near the official circle. Now takes it into her own end. Getting worked on there by Appleyard. Puck still loose. Appleyard as we're inside the final minute now. Crepaldi, plenty of space on the far side. Gets the pass from Hansen. Crepaldi throws it towards goal. Sticked away though by Mirazic. Now another centering pass for Cramp. And that one goes wide off a skate. That one thrown towards the goal. Puck still loose. And off the stick and in the air, and Mirazic snares it and will hold it for a whistle with 39 seconds to go. But what a shift there by the Beacons.
Yeah, UMass has to be ready for those opportunities. You know, Leonard has a great opportunity going one-on-one, and then Crepaldi also. So they really have to be ready to take advantage of those. Sometimes those can be those counters can be the hardest to defend when you're in Middlebury's in the Beacon zone for quite a while, and then they have that quick turnaround.
McDonald able to win the faceoff, but the Beacons win the puck. Gustafson now wins that battle behind the net. Giuliano throws it towards goal. Gustafson on the ricochet. Puck still loose in the crease. Swooping in there was Crepaldi. Puck still loose and finally tied up by Mirazic on the net mouth scramble. But again, persistence here from UMass as they have generated a lot of high danger scoring opportunities. Ensuing face-off, that one won by McDonald. Middlebury tries to clear their own zone. Back the other way, Narwaki a chance, working one-on-one against Giuliano. Nice job by Giuliano, staying in the middle and square to the shooter. And that one chipped back to center. Gustafson will send it in, and that will do it for the first period. And the Beacons, who were without their two top point scorers, Margot Butters and Kaylee Kozic, who they've been without the last two games, I believe. And once again, the Beacons carrying over their strong play from Tuesday into this first period. Gina, your thoughts?
Yeah, the Panthers had their chances, but so did the Beacons. It was a pretty evenly matched game. Every once in a while, the Beacons struggled to get it out of their zone, but they had their opportunities. They had at the end there quite the scramble in front of the net. So they've proved, this is not an easy game that for either team. It's gonna take some time, and it's exciting. We'll see where it goes.
So after one period here from Edward T. Berry Ice Rink, no score. We got a good one going here between Middlebury and UMass. We'll be back to go over the first period statistics, and we'll step aside here on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
The men's basketball at home taking on Eastern Connecticut State University in a Little East Conference matchup, their first of the season. The two teams met in last year's LEC quarterfinals, in which the Beacons fell on the road. Today would be a different story, though, for the Beacons, as Emmanuel Zayas, the high point scorer for the Beacons today, nails a three right there, gives the Beacons an early 3-2 lead. And then Zayas with another three right here at the game, being tied 5-all, would help spur a 9-0 run for the Beacons, in which they would never look back at this point. Malik Lorquette with a layup after the spin move against Quentin Lott, and then Ika Lua nails this three on the pass from Bobby Joy, and then Mariano Olivia Rodriguez closes out the 9-0 run with a free throw to give the Beacons a 14-5 advantage, and they would never trail again, like I mentioned, because they would just be in full control on both ends of the floor. Xavier McKenzie with the nice layup on the left side right there helps give the Beacons a 9-point advantage. And then Malik Lorquette with a big block in the first half right there leads to a transition basket the other way for Xavier McKenzie to help put the Beacons in front at this point, their largest lead of the game, at 12. Their largest lead would be 14 in the first half, as Lorquette with the steal right there gets it to Olivia Rodriguez for the layup. Beacons up 23-9. The Warriors would respond, get it within 8 in the closing minutes of the first half, but then Lorquette would go to work and score 2 straight baskets for the Beacons to head in the locker room up by 12 points, and the offense would continue to roll in the second half as Lorquette lays it up and in to start off the second half. Emmanuel Zayas right back to work, goes with a nice move to the middle, stops, and spins around Max Lee to help make it a 14-point game for the Beacons. Now at this point, an 11-point advantage, and Zayas finds Olivia Rodriguez in the corner for a three, banks it home, and that's now a 14-point lead for the Beacons at this point. And then Zayas with the game down to 12 points, nails it from the top of the key. It's now a 15-point advantage, and now the Beacons would take their largest lead at 17 points on this Malik Lorquette layup. But the Warriors would respond. They'd get within 7. Dominic Dow would nail a three right here to make it just a 7-point game, but Xavier McKenzie would nail 4 of his final 5 free throws to close out a 67-58 victory for the Beacons, who moved to 1-0 in LEC play. Emmanuel Zayas leading the way with 17 points on 7 of 10 shooting on the afternoon, securing 7 rebounds. Xavier McKenzie, for his 5th straight game as a freshman, recording double-digit points, scoring 17 of them on 5 of 18 shooting and going 6 for 7 from the free throw line. And then Malik Lorquette nearly had his 5th consecutive double-double, scoring 15 points on 7 of 10 shooting and grabbing 8 rebounds. The Beacons have now won 4 of their last 6 matchups against Eastern Connecticut after losing 23 in a row to them. They will hit the road for their next LEC matchup against WestCon, slated for Tuesday night at 7 o'clock p.m.
And welcome back here inside Edward T. Berry Ice Rink. Adrian Bluestein here with you on the Beacons Broadcast Network as we take a look at our first period stats here, as it was Middlebury outshooting the Beacons 10-9, pretty even in that department, as both goalies very sharp, especially Leah Bosch, who had to make a lot of saves from out top. It seemed as if Middlebury was, we mentioned, going to that low to high game, a lot of shots from the point, getting bodies in front of the net, but Leah Bosch was alert and was very good on the rebounds as well. No penalties, no power plays. That's where we stand here going into the second period. Once again, it is Middlebury and UMass. No score at the end of one. B and Gita will be back for the second period coverage here on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
The men's ice hockey at home taking on Anna Maria College, looking to get a win before the winter break, having come into this one losing 4 in a row, as Jacob Banks would help snap the Beacons' 3-game scoreless streak, 10-period scoreless streak, with that first period goal redirect off of the Blake Coleman shot on the pass from Gino Carabelli puts the Beacons ahead 1-0 early on, and they would continue to just have the offense be aggressive. Corey Clifton with this scoring chance right here in front on Cole Johnston, unable to get it by him. But then Carabelli would net his second goal of the season just under 12 minutes into the contest. Clay Bankowskis finds him in front, and Carabelli buries the shot opportunity. The Beacons up 2-0 early in this one, looking in full control of the game. And they would continue to just pound away at Johnston in net. As you see Grady Friedman with an opportunity here in the 3-on-2 situation off the post. Kristoff with the follow-up opportunity, not able to get it home. Banks and Carabelli teaming up here with the scoring chance in the second period against Johnston. Pushing and shoving would ensue after the play. And then Carabelli again in the 2-on-1 situation gets this puck in the middle, and he fires it on Johnston, who makes the save straight away. Sam Best would be a rockin' net for the Beacons, especially through its first 2 periods. Some great saves right there against the Amcats. And then Kristoff in the third period would have this shot opportunity off of the top of the net, and it would stay there. So the Beacons lead is still 2-0. And then Best, like we mentioned before, a rockin' net. Another nice save in the splits right here keeps the game at 2-0. Gino Carabelli once again in the 2-on-1. Cannot get that shot by Johnson. And then the big play of this third period would come right here. Carabelli lays this hit on an AMCAT player in open ice. After this, a little bit of a scrum would ensue. Carabelli would get charged with a game misconduct in a 5-minute major for contact to the head. And the Amcats now, with that 5-minute power play, would fully try to utilize it to get back into this game with just over 8 minutes left. Jazz Kristoff, though, tries to give the Beacons a 3-goal lead, unable to do so. And then this is where Anna Maria would finally break through. Derek Raposo with the power play goal, his 4th of the season, on the assist from Cam Toby, cuts the Beacon lead down to 1. And then a short while after that, less than 2 minutes or so, Cam Toby is going to net a power play goal, his 2nd of the season, on the pass from Matthew Byrne to tie the game up at 2-2. And just like that, it's a brand new ball game for these teams who are going back and forth all night. The fans getting into this one. And then we head to overtime, and Sam Best with a nice breakaway save, as you're going to see a turnover deep in the offensive zone for the Beacons. And the Beacon defense rushing to get back, but Sam Best coming up big with the save right here keeps the game tied at 2-2. And then we'd have a shot by Jazz Kristoff here, and we're going to kick it over to Chris Del Sordo for the game-winning call for the UMass Boston Beacons.
One more chance. Friedman fakes the shot, dances in. It's blocked in front. It's covered. Kristoff gets it. 5 seconds. 4.
He scored!
Jazz Kristoff walks it in. The biggest goal of his career in his 9th game. The student section loves it. The fans getting waved home. Jazz Kristoff with 4.1 seconds left, and the Beacons do win their 3rd game of the season.
As you hear the voice of Chris Del Sordo and Matt Meisenbacher calling that one, the UMass Boston Beacons snapped their 4-game losing streak, win 3-2 at home, heading into the winter break against Anna Maria College. They will take on Fitchburg State University in the first round of the Codfish Bowl 27 days from now on December 29th.
And welcome back here inside Edward T. Barry Ice Rink. Adrian Bluestein, Gina Albano with you on the Beacons Broadcast Network. No score, Middlebury against UMass at the end of the first period. Well, we didn't get a chance to look at our keys of the game off the top of the broadcast, but here they are now. You see them on the screen as fast and furious skating, limit penalty minutes, and manufacture offensive attack. And Gina, I think so far in that first period, Beacons did all three of those well. No penalties. They produced a lot of offensive chances, and they had their feet moving.
Yeah, absolutely. There was some great back checks, too, as well, as far as feet moving. Hansen had quite a few, and Gustafson as well. And, those are plays that aren't, you're not the leading goal scorer sometimes. You're not on the board for assists or anything like that, but those are game-changing plays. So I think that first one is definitely well taken. Penalty minutes is, I said in the beginning, they have to stay out of the box. Going a man down can really change the game, and they've done a great job of staying out of the penalty box with some clean play. So, that's promising. That's definitely something to look forward to in the second as well.
Yeah, and I think another thing that the Beacons did real well in that first period as well is protecting the front of their net. It seemed like they allowed Leah Bosch to be able to see most of those shots generated from the point by the Panthers. And even when they didn't, and the puck was loose, they did a good job of clearing the pucks out, or Leah Bosch was alert and covered the rebounds. So that's definitely something that the Beacons got to keep going in the second period. We talked about that low to high game, moving the puck from down inside the red line out towards the point, and it seemed that's where Middlebury was taking a lot of their chances.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said before, those aren't easy saves to make. When you got bodies in front of you, it's hard to kind of locate the puck and figure out how to make those saves, and Bosch's been doing a great job of it. And I think, as you mentioned as well, her defense has been doing a great job of staying out of the way and allowing her to make those saves cleanly.
We also saw a couple of real strong block shots. I believe it was Melina Maggio who had one at the end of that first period where she kind of labored off the ice and came back. But, that's the type of thing that your team appreciates and your coach appreciates. If putting yourself on the line for your team, blocking shots. And I think the mentality so far has been there as well for the Beacons. And, we've seen a lot of speed too. As we mentioned, one of the keys to the game is fast, furious skating. Cindy Leonard, Hannah McDougall had some good opportunities. Katie Wilbert as well. We speed through the neutral zone, and we saw a couple of odd man rushes. I believe there was one chance where Adriana Crepaldi had a real good chance off of a rebound generated, and she wasn't able to find the puck as it wouldn't sit flat, but we saw a lot of that as well from the Beacons in that first period.
Yeah, there's no doubt the Beacons have been able to move the puck and manufacture opportunities. And when you're creating chances, it's only time before you're able to put one in the back of the net. And they've been putting shots on goal and creating opportunities where there's rebounds and things like that. So, it makes you think that at one point, one of these is going to go in.
Well, we're waiting for both teams to take the ice as the officials are back out there. Should mention today's officials. The referees are Andrew Mann and Kelly Cook. Linesmen are Andrew Kirk and Kevin Cunningham. And to that, we also see no penalties so far, which is something that has really hurt the Beacons. It hurt them immensely on Tuesday as they were in that game till the end of it against Connecticut College, the number 8 team in the country. But Connecticut College had 2 power play goals in that game, and it's really what ultimately killed the Beacons in that one. So you got to think head coach Danielle Blanchard has put an emphasis on, hey guys, we got to stay out of the box, and they did a good job of it in the first period. Yeah,
there's only so much you can do once you're a man down or 2 men down, and I'm sure their coaches are saying something to them when it's hurting them that bad and changing the result of a game. So when you're aware of it and it's something that you can control, you're going to be extra careful to make sure you're not getting called for those hooks and those trips and those silly little penalties that you can avoid.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that Beacons have done a good job this season drawing penalties. Problem is the execution on the power play hasn't really been there. Just 3 power play goals on the season. So if they get an opportunity, we'll see how that works out. But both teams lining up for the second period opening face-off. We're waiting for the clock to run down on the scoreboard and reset it. Both teams lined up. It'll be Cindy Leonard and Ashley McDonald on the face-off. There's the two top lines out there for both teams. The buzzer sounds. Clock resets. And we are underway for second period action. Beacons control the draw. Reifler enters. Reifler tried to throw one on goal. Fanned on it. Goes in on Mirazish, and she has to take an early whistle just 8 seconds in.
That's great hustle from Reifler, getting the puck not only in the zone, but getting an opportunity and generating something for UMass Boston right off to start the period.
Leonard goes towards goal off the faceoff. Puck comes out loose. Leonard able to stay with it. Comes back to the neutral zone. Shantz gets bothered there, takes a spill, sends it back in. That one goes onto the stick of Eva Hendrickson. She goes D to Julie Johnson. Plays it through the middle. Going to the ice there was Narwaki, and this will be an icing. And if Narwaki doesn't fall down there, she could have had a chance for a breakaway, as it seemed as if Mia Boyd kind of had cement in her boots as she was transitioning back on defense there.
Yeah, and Mia Boyd still does a great job of lifting the stick and getting in front of her to ensure that, even if she does have her beat, she's not able to get to the puck.
Was cramped behind the net. She gets stapled up against the boards. Now back the other way. Julia Johnson chips it in. Puck deflects off the kick lead, goes towards the goal. Bosch sticks it. Centering pass. Bosch able to disrupt that centering pass. Real smart play there by the Beacons netminder. That one goes back in behind the net. Blair Giuliano will play it up, and that will be an icing as it was behind the red line. And that's what we saw at the beginning of the first period too, was a lot of icings. And as you said, that kind of favors the Beacons in a game where you're going up against the defending national champions, a team who started off the season 4-0, and they've dropped their last 3. And they currently sit number 13 in the nation, but the Beacons doing a good job staying with them. That shot off the faceoff, gloved and held by Bosch.
Again, great save by Bosch. We talked about it at the end of the first period. Just her defenders letting her see it, letting her get a clear view of it, and she makes a great glove save.
Kinselli wins a faceoff. That one thrown towards the goal and sticked away once again by Bosch. That was Byard who threw it towards net. Now Wilbert enters the zone, gets bothered on the back check though by Pincelli. Now a chance for McInerney, back the other way, throws one towards goal, and that one blocked away by Bosch. Now back behind the net, chipped up towards the near side, goes back into the corner. Shantz plays it all the way around the kick play to Crepaldi. She's able to chip it out, and Wilbert had it, and the puck rolled off her stick. That one sent back in. It's a delayed offside, so the Panthers have to tag up. Shantz tried to hit Gustafson through the middle, goes under her stick, and Ziegler will send it back in. Goes to the far side. Staying with it there was Schluter, back out to the point. That shot deflected, and a great save by Bosch as she was stuck in the middle, going from her right to her left, and was able to get the glove on it. Now another chance off the half wall. Puck still loose at the top of the crease. And a nice job there by Katie Wilbert, able to get it out of harm's way. It will be an icing, but a necessary one there, as that puck was still loose in front of the net, and the Beacons able to clear it.
At the beginning of that play there, we saw Ziegler just dump it in. The Panthers are really trying to set something up. They like going back to the point. They like getting those shots on net, and Bosch handles that really well, just getting up and getting a glove on it.
Middlebury wins the faceoff. That shot from the point by Hendrickson goes just wide. Puck deflects high off the glass. Playing it through the middle was Gonowicha. Now back the other way as Shantz tried to hit Wilbert through the middle, and it got disrupted. She heads off for a change. Nice play by Gustafson. Gustafson has Leonard going to the net. Gustafson walking in, a shot and a save there by Mirazish. Puck goes behind the net. Gustafson stays with it. Being tied up against the boards there by Johnson. Able to muscle it to Boyd, who throws one towards goal. Rebound. Maggio steps into it. That one goes wide. Somebody lost a glove out there. Looks like it's Kat Appleyard. And she picks it back up. Now puck tied up just outside the Beacons bench. Now back on the fence was Hendrickson, who played it up, and that one deflects out of play. And we have some young fans down there as a lucky kid gets a souvenir. And he looks excited. But the face-off will be in the neutral zone. And now they're saying it'll be at center ice. Yes. So the face-off back at center. Leonard tied up with McDonald off the face-off. Panthers able to come up with it. Letary out to the point to Kim. Kim throws it towards the goal, but no bodies in front, allowing Bosch to see it all the way, and she gloves it for a whistle with 16:36 to go here in the middle frame.
Bosch has been excellent with that glove tonight. She's making all the saves the Beacons need her to make, and she's standing really strong in net tonight.
Hansen, the face-off specialist, wins the draw, but getting there first was Jenna Letary behind the net. Now takes it to the far side half wall. Reverses it back off the kick blade behind the net. Shantz tried to shovel it there, and her stick gets stuck in between the boards. It's the old turnstile. Now she gets it back. Tries to take the puck with her as the Panthers now get it back. Narwaki working on the outside, but good gap control again by the Beacons, and Shantz able to get it back to center. That one played through the middle, onto the stick of McDonald. McDonald tries to chip it to Narwaki. That one played off the boards. Comes back to Vera. Uses her defense partner, Kim. She plays it up. Narwaki on the near side wing, enters the zone. Curls back, gets it back to Kim at the point. She shoots. That one is held by Bosch. Seeing it all the way. Once again, the Beacons doing a real good job of protecting that net front.
You know, there's only so much you can say. She's making save after save. She's being incredibly consistent tonight. And, you know, when your goalie's just on, it makes it a lot easier as a team to kind of relax and take advantage of opportunities elsewhere.
Another nice block shot there by Wilbert as the center came through the middle. Now a puck tied up on those end boards. Wilbert tries to dig it out, but coming out with it is Byard. Plays it through the middle. That one gets deflected by McInerney high over the goal. Wilbert, now Webster in there. Coming out with it though is Pincelli. Goes to the point for Ziegler. Leaves it back off for Pincelli. Throws it towards the middle, but it's right to Gustafson. Gustafson has Crapaldi. Crapaldi banks it off the end boards, or rather the middle boards, and that puck goes in and chipped back to the neutral zone.
That's a smart play. You know, get it deep, get a change, and reset.
Absolutely, at the end of a long shift, and sent back in as fire wagon change by the Beacons. Now Maggio chips it in, goes off of the face mask there of McDougall. Now Giuliano goes cross ice for Reifler. Reifler does a nice job there and chips it in. Back to retrieve it is Ziegler. She goes D to D to Celia Cody. Ziegler banks it off the kick blade. Now on the near side, trying to exit was Hauer, but only gets it as far as center as Giuliano sends it right back in. Reifler does a nice job there on the forecheck. Now McDougall working. That one goes under the stick of Giuliano, and I believe it hit her stick, so this will not be icing. Maggio back to get it. Winning the battle, though, was Hauer. Tried to center it, but good defense there by the Beacons. Hendrickson now back to get it. Has Henderson Brown working on her and makes a great play. Puck still tied up. Hansen now with it. Hansen tried to muscle it to Giuliano, but now back the other way. End to end they go here at Edward T. Berry Ice Rink. Liz Cramp able to step into that pass. Tell you, the Beacons have been very sound defensively and positionally in their own end here tonight. Forwards and defense. As another nice play there by Liz Cramp. As that shot from the point deflects off of Gabby Shantz's blade and goes towards Bosch, and she's able to pat it away. Now Appleyard with it. Puck comes out loose. That one back to center onto the stick of Vera. Now Kim sends it in. Tumbling muffin goes off of the boards. Back to collect is Gabby Shantz. Chips it over. Henningsen Brown. Now puck comes out of the point. Walking in, a shot there by Vera goes wide over the net. Now it's tied up as Hansen tries to ship it up, but Middlebury stays with it. Going to goal there was Appleyard. But once again, Beacon's doing a real good job positionally, closing those gaps. Tied up, Molly Dabby has it. Dalby centers it, puck still loose, goes through the crease, back behind the net. Appleyard has it, centers it to Dalby. Nice play there by Hessington Brown as she was tying up the shooter there, and it sent back all the way down the ice for an icing. And I'll tell you, that was a strong shift by Middlebury. Good pressure, but the Beacons really didn't give them very much.
Yeah, Henningsen Brown makes a great play in the offensive zone to kind of create an opportunity for the Beacons, and then defensively, again, she's just in the right positioning, and she's making the plays that the Beacons need. And you know, Middlebury had a great opportunity in the slot, and Henningsen Brown, you know, says no. And
I believe Danielle Blanchard has opted to use the Beacons timeout here. Good decision, as had a bunch of tired skaters on the ice, just trying to give her team a breather. As we mentioned, I tell you, Middlebury did a good job on that shift. They had the puck possession, but the gap control was just very good by UMass, and they were doing a good job eliminating those high danger areas. And when Middlebury got the puck to those areas, players were making good defensive plays like we saw there from Henningsen Brown.
Yeah, I mean, that was quite a long time that the Panthers had the puck in their offensive zone. But you know, as you mentioned, they didn't really have any incredibly good opportunities, and that, you know, that speaks to the Beacons' ability to kind of play their position and keep the puck to the outside.
So 12-12 to go here in the second period. Beacons control that draw. Crapaldi trying to spring Gustafson, but a good job by Narwaki on the back check. Crapaldi stays with it though, chips it in, but Ashley McDonald's able to get there first, sends it back down the ice. Blazing speed there from Jenna Lettieri, trying to win the race against Boyd. They go hard to the boards, and Crapaldi tries to chip it out, but Ziegler got in front of that attempt. Nice move by Lettieri, goes to goal. Great save, Bosch, rebound, they score! It was a power move by Lettieri to goal, and Ashley McDonald banks home the loose puck, and Middlebury strikes first. It's 1-0.
Yeah, Lettieri makes a great move around the defender, and you know, creates a really good opportunity, and Middlebury was able to finish and puts them on top.
So Ashley McDonald, the senior from New Fairfield, Connecticut, puts Middlebury on the board. And the Beacons control the ensuing faceoff. And that's McDonald's second of the season, as that one sent up the ice by McDougall. Blocked though and kept in. Byer takes it behind the net. Working against Maggio. Byer tucks it in front. It's loose in the crease, and Bosch able to find it and tie it up for a whistle. And now you're seeing Middlebury starting to tilt the ice a little bit here. So the Beacons have to try getting things going here out of their own end in this long change second period.
Yeah, the Beacons have to be careful. It's really easy to let a game get away from you, especially when you get scored on, and then seeing, you know, the Panthers have the momentum. So they gotta make a change here and take control of this game to not make sure it doesn't get out of hand.
That shot goes right through the middle towards the hash marks. And fortunate for the Beacons, as Caroline Cutter didn't get a lot of oomph on that one. It goes wide. And now tied up in the corner. Hansen battling. Maggio in there as well. Coming out with it is Jordan Hauer. Played back out to the point to Vera. Vera tries to chip it in as Maggio try to play it through the middle, goes off a stick. Big collision in the neutral zone as Cramp bumping in to the player there. It was Rhea Schluter who went hard to the ice. Big collision. And that one played through the middle. Kat Appleyard working 1 against 4 the other way. Tries to shoot, goes off the skate of Boyd. Appleyard stays with it though. Good effort there. And the Beacons able to momentarily get possession. That one thrown towards the goal, sticked away by Bosch. Wilbert tries to headman it up, looking for Crepaldi. She was tied up, and Wilbert able to get it through the neutral zone, but quickly back the other way. Here comes Gonowicha. Tries to play it towards the goal. She does, but once again, Leah Bosch right there, and she covers the rebound.
Yeah, as we see a big collision in center ice with Liz Cramp. It just shows the refs are going to let them play. So that's something that the Beacons can hopefully use to their advantage and kind of be a little bit more aggressive.
Well, there's not supposed to be checking in women's hockey, but as you just mentioned, we've seen the officials kind of just let them get away with it, which, in my opinion, is better for the game. As that shot goes from the point, working down low. Dalby tries to reverse it, that was Letary. Now out atop Ziegler. Tries to play it. Now McDonald, the goal scorer, swoops in. Curls towards the middle. That shot goes off a skate in front as Letary gets it back. Now up top to Ziegler. D to Cody. Back to Ziegler. Over to Letary, who shoots. And a glove save by Bosch. Looking calm, cool, and collective there.
It's never a good sign when you look at the penalty box and, ask, are the Beacons on a penalty kill right now? The Middlebury Panthers are doing a great job of working the puck, and, kudos to the Beacons for keeping their feet and making sure they wither that storm.
Well, we don't have the ability to track zone time, but I'd imagine it's heavily favoring the Panthers in this period as they have tilted the ice. As now Leonard working behind her own goal. Another collision there against the boards. Maggio tries to play it to the far side, but it's kept in by McInerney. Tied up behind the net. Maggio able to get it from Leonard. As Hesington Brown plays it back to center. Now the other way. Here comes Liz Cramp. Tries to throw it on goal. Goes just wide. Puck ricochets off the boards. And a penalty coming against Middlebury. Webster's shot. Pad save by Mirazish. And that one's touched up. But the Beacons will have the first power play opportunity of the afternoon.
Yeah, that happens when you drive to the net with speed. Oftentimes there's nothing you can do but trip them up. So Beacons look to go on the power play and hopefully tie this game up.
So golden opportunity for the Beacons. We mentioned the power play just at around 8% this season. Only 3 power play goals for the Beacons through 11 games. And a goal here would be huge. It'll be Leonard with McDougall and Reifler up front. Shantz and Wilbert playing the points. Middlebury controls the faceoff. Puck tied up on the far side. Wilbert tries to dig it loose. Leonard comes out with it. Able to get it to Shantz. Over to McDougall. Near side. McDougall tries to play it through the middle. Goes off Leonard's stick. Back to center ice. And another penalty, or rather it's going to be on the Beacons. It's going to be interference.
And that's unfortunate. That's a missed opportunity. Now you're going to go on 4-on-4 instead and then have 20 seconds to kill yourself. Yeah,
as it'll be Sydney Leonard who is the guilty party in the box. I thought maybe they were getting a hook there against Middlebury, but that was a clear pick play there by Leonard. So we'll play 4-on-4 here for 1:37. Plenty of space out there. Hansen able to win that face-off. Shantz takes it behind her own net. Plays it high off the far glass. Stays in though. Nice play by Claudia Vera to keep it in. Vera out to Letary at the point. Now through the middle, Vera. Nice play by Cramp, lifting her stick. Real strong defensive play by Liz Cramp, who just took away a golden opportunity there from Middlebury.
Yeah, that's a great play, and we saw Hemmingson Brown do it, a little earlier on, and if it could be a 3-0 game if you're not lifting those sticks and eliminating those chances.
Kim, long stretch pass to Letary, working on Cramp, close it towards the goal, and Bosch got a piece of it off of her shoulder. Staying with it, Cutter now gets it in the high slot. That one flipped towards goal, and another save by Bosch, and she'll hold it for a whistle. 6:42 to go, second period, 38 seconds to go on the 4-on-4, and then Middlebury will have a brief power play. But as you mentioned, Gene, it seems like they've been on the power play for just about this entire period.
Yeah, the Beacons really got to do something with this 4-on-4. Maybe catch a break, and with the less skaters on the ice, sometimes that opens things up. But you have to be careful, especially 20 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but it can be quite a bit if you're on a penalty kill.
That puck comes towards the slot. Schluter plays it towards the middle, but goes back to Giuliano. Wilbert, nice move there by Schluter, getting it to space. Now Cutter couldn't handle it, and that one sent around the kick played by Maggio, as Giuliano, first to get there, tried to hit McDougall springing through the middle, but it was too far ahead of her. Now Cutter back the other way, throws one towards goal. That one's blocked. That was close. Almost too many players on the ice there for Middlebury, but the officials opt to let it go. They had about 7 players on the ice as they were making a change. That shot goes scorching wide. Brief power play here, the final 5 seconds. Kim, one-timer. That shot blocked there by Wilbert. And that will kill off the rest of the penalty as Leonard exits the box, as Cramp will come onto the ice for her. Now another centering pass right through the net mouth, and nobody was home. That one sent far back down the ice. No icing. Kim will collect it.
It's an excellent effort from Wilbert. She sees it, she knows exactly what's going on, and she throws her body in front of it.
Almost an opportunity there for Narwaki, but getting back with Sean. She goes hard into the corner boards there. Narwaki being bothered there by Hansen. Great job by Hansen. Hansen now in a race. Has Henningsen Brown towards the net, but the puck goes to the end boards. Hansen stays with it, battling against McDonald. Puck comes out loose. Letary tries to play it out, but it goes right on the stick of Shantz. Shantz pinching in, able to make a good play. Boyd tried to keep it in and wasn't able to, and gets the whistle for an offside. So the faceoff will cover the neutral zone right in front of the Beacons bench.
That's a good play. It looked to me like it was still in, but it doesn't really matter. You get that faceoff, right outside their zone instead of all the way creating an opportunity going the other way.
That one shipped to the near side. Wilbert sends it in. Hendrickson reverses it for Cutter. Cutter plays it up the boards. Pass the stick of Gustafson. Schluter leaving it off for Power, but she could not get back onside, so the whistle goes, and a face-off in the neutral zone with 4:25 to go here in the second period. So Wilbert on the face-off against Dalby. Wilbert able to win it, but first on it was Gonowicha, as that one goes in on Bosch, and she's forced to tie it up for a whistle. And now the shots in this one starting to heavily favor Middlebury. Now it's shooting the Beacons 21-12. As Leonard wins that face-off, Maggio plays it around the boards, goes back to the neutral zone. Middlebury quickly back, entering the offensive end. That puck rolls off the stick of Gonowicha. Now Leonard with speed through the middle. Possible 3-on-2. Leonard takes it to the outside. Leonard takes it around the net on a tour of the offensive end. Stays with it. Gets it towards the middle. Nobody there, though, except for Zoe Pincelli. And that one's sent all the way back behind the Beacons net. Webster will get it, reverses it to McDougal on the near side. McDougal tried to chip it in the middle to Leonard, and it was too far ahead of her. Now puck being battled for, and that one flips up high in the air, and Bosch, playing center field, will glove that one for a whistle with 3:32 to go in the second.
That's a great individual effort by Sydney Leonard to get the puck out of their zone and create an opportunity. Unfortunately, there wasn't much going on in Middlebury's defensive end, so it came right back. But that's kind of what you need to see from the Beacons right now.
That shot thrown towards the goal, blockered away by Bosch. That one reversed down low. Pincelli, centering pass, looking for McInerney. She stays with it. Now up top to Cody from the point. Fans on the shot, stays with it though, gets it back towards the middle. McInerney through the net, and trying to whack that one home was Maddie Byard, but it goes wide on the far side. Now another play, McInerney had a chance, as the Beacons almost with a give and go the other way. Another chance down low for Middlebury. That shot goes wide from Ziegler. Boyd will bank that one off the boards, and this will not be icing. Great hustle there by Henningsen Brown. As Wilbert takes a spill, chipping that one in. Nice play by Cramp to disrupt that exit pass. Tied up against the boards. Comes out to Letary. Plays it across the ice. Ziegler gets there, and she'll just chip it in, and we'll head off for a change. Shantz there. She gets there first, chips it to the far side. Crepaldi through the middle. A little bit behind Cramp, though, and that allows Kim to step in and send it back into the Beacons' end. Puck goes around the net. Shantz overskates it. Might have hit the referee skate there, as that one chipped back to center. 2-on-1 opportunity here. Wilbert has Crepaldi. Wilbert holding, shoots, she scores! What a shot by Katie Wilbert, high blocker side, and the Beacons have tied it 1-1.
That was beautiful. She looked over to make that pass, and just that one look, the goalie was thinking maybe she's going to make it, but no, she goes top corner.
So the junior out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, gets her second of the year, and it's a beauty. Top shelf with 1:58 left to go in the second, and that's a huge goal for the Beacons, tying things up. So we'll do it again. Leonard loses the face-off to Cutter. Middlebury right back on the attack. That one throw towards goal. Save Bosch. Puck still loose in front. Still loose and finally cleared out to the inside boards. Now Gustafson exits the zone. Crepaldi headmanning it ahead. She enters the zone. Tries to leave it off, but stays with it. Takes it behind the net. Boyd pinching in. Backhands it into the near corner. 1:30 to go in the second period. That one goes back behind the net. Chipped up to the near side. Now back the other way, a chance. Here comes Hauer, working on the near side, throws it towards the goal, rings the post. As now Crepaldi with it, or rather that's Webster. Digging. Coming out with it as we're in the final minute. Puck's loose in front, on the doorstep. Taking a whack at it there, but it's cleared out back to the neutral zone.
Hauer almost just did the same thing Katie Wilbert did back the other end, so.
And a 2-on-1 chance. Closing in by McInerney. Her shot goes whizzing wide of the blocker. On Bosch, now another chance. That shot, saved by Bosch. Puck still loose and cleared to the corner. Hansen with it. Tries to play it out. Middlebury able to keep it in. Ziegler a chance. Walks in. That shot deflects wide over the net. Tremendous action here at the end of the second period. Final 20 seconds. That puck tied up on the far side. McInerney digging. Henningsen Brown comes in. The puck finds McDonald. Now a chance down low. That puck goes to the corner. Final 5. Kim shot from the point. Blocked by Hansen. And that will do it for the second. And a tremendous finish of that period. So Both teams will head to the room, knotted up at one. The goal coming off the stick of Katie Wilbert on a beauty as she came down the near side wing and rifled it over the blocker top shelf on Sophia Mirazish. And that's where we stand. But Gina, what are your thoughts on that second period?
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was a game that could have been, weighing heavily in Middlebury's favor. They were having all the opportunities. UMass Boston did a great job at the beginning of the first period, kind of getting the puck out, but they sort of started to struggle with it towards the end. It's a game that you think the momentum is going one way, and then you have, a player like Katie Wilbert who can change, the course of a game in 5 seconds. That's an incredible shot to go over Mears' shoulder right there at the end of a period, and you're going into the third period tied up. I mean, if you're UMass Boston, this is exactly where you want to be, I think. You got the momentum going your way, and you got 20 more minutes left to play.
So where we stand is 1-1 as UMass taking on the defending national champions Middlebury College Panthers as we head into the third period. Tied at 1. Once again, Andrew Bluestein, Gina Albano here with you on the Beacons Broadcast Network. We'll be back to go over the second period scoring summary and stats.
Boston women's ice hockey at home in the 15th annual Codfish Bowl consolation game, taking on number 5 nationally ranked Nazareth College. And early on, the Beacons would look to get on the scoreboard as Emily Hansen, with a shot opportunity there, turned away by the Nazareth College defense. And then Sydney Leonard, a 1-on-2 situation right there, is able to get a shot on McKinley Hoff, but is turned away. But then Anna Gustafson, just over 8 minutes into the first period, would get the first goal of the game off the faceoff from Sydney Leonard, puts the Beacons in front 1-0 against the nationally ranked Nazareth College team that came into this one 6-1 on the year after losing yesterday to Bowdoin College in the Codfish Bowl opener. But then Abby Luth would put the Golden Flyers on the scoreboard just over 4 minutes later. Her third goal of the season, unassisted. After that one, caromed off of a Beacon defender, is able to tie this game up at 1-1. But the Beacons would just go right back to work on the offensive end here in the first period. And Margot Butters would net the first power play goal of the season for the Beacons. Her third goal of the season on the assist from Katie Wilbert off of the faceoff. The Beacons head into the second period up 2-1, and Victoria Kennedy would come up with some big saves to help keep the Beacons in front early on in the second. Right here in a 2-on-1 situation, a nice save on the left side there keeps it with a 1-goal lead. But then Nicole Van Stralen gives the Golden Flyers the game-tying goal. A beautiful pass there from Julia Holmes and Audrey Donahue. Nets her fourth goal of the season just past Kennedy. And just like that, we are all tied up at 2 apiece here in the second period at the Edward T. Berry ice rink. And then McKenna Wilginen is able to get a shorthanded goal, her 7th of the season, on a beautiful pass from Ali Watrous and Ivy Linden to help put the Nazareth College Golden Flyers ahead 3-2 in the second period of this one. But then the Beacons would have 7 shot opportunities against McKinley Hoff late in the third period to try and get back into this game. As you see, Emily Hansen with a shot opportunity there, followed up previously by Sydney Leonard's shot attempt. And then Hansen yet again is going to have a great opportunity right here. The feed in front from Kozik, cannot get it by Hoff, and the Beacons still trail 3-2. And then Victoria Kennedy comes up with a huge save right here, keeps the score at 1-0 as that puck bounces out. But at the end of the day, Morgan Lunenberg would get her first goal of the season, an empty netter right here, to put the Nazareth College Golden Flyers ahead 4-2. They would go on to win this one 4-2. Victoria Kennedy finishing the game with 33 saves. McKinley Hoff 21 for the Golden Flyers. The Beacons will head on the road next Friday for their next game against Worcester State University at 7:10 p.m.
And welcome back inside Edward T. Berry Ice Rink. Andrew Bluestein here with you on the Beacons Broadcast Network as we take a look at our scoring summary for the second period. It was Ashley McDonald striking first for Middlebury in her second of the season. And then it was Katie Wilbert on an absolute missile, top shelf on the blocker side with just 1:58 to go in the second period to knot things up, and that's where we stand at this point in time, knotted up 1-1 going into the third period. As we now take a look at the stats through two periods. But we have a real dandy one going here in Boston, as Beacons giving the defending national champions a hard time. As you look at the shots, Middlebury controlled a lot of the pace in that second period. As you can see, they have a large lead in the shot department, 25-13. And once again, Leah Bosch has been spectacular, as 24 saves to the 12 for Mirazish on Middlebury. And then the face-offs. Beacons 20 face-off wins to Middlebury's 22, just about even in that department for both teams. And then both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. We had a 4-on-4 situation for about 1:30. And then you see there both teams one penalty for 2 minutes each. And once again, that's where we stand. 1-1, Middlebury and UMass Boston going into the third period. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for third period coverage here on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Women's basketball at home taking on New England College. The Beacons looking to get back on track after losing to Eastern Connecticut State University over the weekend and only shooting 19% from the floor. Paige Olivier would help get the Beacons in front with a three-pointer in that layup right there, 7-6. Beacons would jump out to a 13-6 advantage before Lara Matthias would go on an 8-0 run of her own, hitting 2 3-pointers from just about the same spot. And then on the very next play, going in for the layup right here to help give New England College a 14-13 advantage late in the first quarter. But then the Beacons would score on this fast break with Sabela Jensen, and then they would go up for good in this game. Not to say that the game was close, though, and down to the wire. Right here from Dixon lays it up and in to give the Beacons a 1-point advantage. Sunny Green had herself a day, hits that 3 from the left side to help put the Beacons up by 5, and then Meg Dixon with the layup in the middle of the paint helps put them up by 7. Sunny Green then, once again with a 3, just steps back on her defender, nails it from the top of the key. And then in the second half, the Beacons up by 7. Meg Dixon from the corner hits a 3. And then right after that, Carrie Ann Farina is going to hit this left side jumper to help put the Beacons up by 12. They'd lead by as many as 14 in the contest. And then Sabela Jensen here on the fast break layup puts the Beacons up by 11. They looked like they were in full control. This would be the turning point as Macy Gordon is fouled by Carrie Ann Farina, which would send her to the line for 3 free throws. She'd hit 2 of them and then miss the third. Ball gets hit around. New England College maintains possession. Gordon in the corner hits this 3. It becomes a 6-point game heading into the fourth. Beacons would go back up by 9, and then Erica Pratt with the steal helps make it a 7-point deficit for the Pioneers, and then Macy Gordon hits the right side 3. It's now a 4-point game. Sunny Green would look to put the dagger in it for the Beacons, hits this jumper, makes it a 9-point game with 2:45 remaining. And then Meg Dixon hitting this free throw would make it a 7-point game with just over 30 seconds left. But then Mackenzie McDonald would be the scorer for the Pioneers, hits a corner 3. Suddenly it's now a 4-point game. Dixon would miss a pair of free throws, and then McDonald the other way hits that 3-pointer. It's a 1-point game with 4 seconds left, and Meg Dixon hits a pair of free throws, puts the Beacons up by 3. One last chance for the Pioneers. It would be Mackenzie McDonald again with Paige Olivier all over her. It falls just short. It was right on target as the Beacons escape with the 68-65 victory at home, snapping their 2-game losing streak. Dixon leading the way with 22 points on 6 of 16 shooting. Sunny Green, 14 points on 5 of 9 shooting, 4 for 7 from 3. The Beacons as a team shooting 24 of 56 42.9% on the day. The Beacons hit the road tomorrow night for an LEC matchup against WestCon on the road at 5 p.m.
And welcome back inside Edward T. Berry Ice Rink on the campus of UMass Boston. Andrew Bluestein, Gina Albano with you here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. And we got a barn burner going here as we're knotted up at 1 goal apiece headed into this third period. Gina, what are your expectations going in to this final frame?
Well, I think it's important for the Beacons to not get comfortable. As you're going into a game, you're playing a nationally ranked team, and to be tied with them, you're feeling pretty good. So you can't settle for that. You got to go out, use the momentum of Wilbert's goal to kind of push yourself forward and come out, with hopefully a W here.
It'll be the top line centers, Sydney Leonard and Ashley McDonald on the opening face-off. And the third period is underway. Middlebury controls, he'll chip it in. Gabby Shantz goes D to D to Maggio, chipped out by Reifler. Well, not out, that one's sent back in by Hendrickson. Shantz reverses it to the far side for McDougall. Having some trouble there with it. It's grabbed there by Narwaki, chipped in for Leteri. She'll chip and chase behind the net. Maggio tries to get there first, but gets canceled out. Leonard plays it to Shantz. She sends it to the far side. McDougall chips it for Reifler in the middle. Has speed. Working against Hendrickson. Takes it behind the net. Tries to center it. Can't, as Lettieri was there. Puck still loose in the crease and able to tie up that one. Was the netminder, Marazic.
That's a great move from Reifler. She just didn't have enough time to kind of get around the defender there and make a play.
So a good opportunity right off the bat for the Beacons. Hansen able to stay with it up the faceoff. Wheels it towards goal. Patted away by Marazic. Now behind the net. Vera trying to exit the zone. She can. Almost a 3-on-2 opportunity, but the puck would not stay for Zoe Pincelli. Now battling in the faceoff circle. Mia Boyd goes back to her defenseman Giuliano, who plays it through the neutral zone. Back to get it is Claudia Vera. Banks it off the half wall. Too far ahead for her intended target as Henningsen Brown able to play it back. That one through the neutral zone, right back onto the stick of Vera. She tries to take it to the middle, now takes it to the outside, banks it off the boards, but it goes right to Mia Boyd. Now Giuliano through the middle for Crepaldi. Wilbert, the goal scorer for the Beacons, able to work it into the zone, but chipped right back to center by Cutter. Gustafson working with it in her own end. Leaves it for Giuliano. Chips it to Wilbert. Wilbert tries to play it ahead, but a good job by Cody and Gustafson now, but Ziegler finds it. Puck tied up. Coming out with it is Schluter. Plays it to center. Hauer with speed, working down the near side. Takes it on the backhand. Now curls back to the forehand. Gets it out top for Ziegler. Back to Hauer, who walks towards the middle, shoots. That one goes wide. Schantz chips that one back to center. And the Beacons will get a change. Ziegler sends it in, goes off the skate of Schantz. Webster tries to play it ahead, but she was bothered there by Hauer. Now a chance the other way. Here comes Gonowicha. Throws it towards the goal. That one steered to the corner by Bosch. And right back on the attack are the Panthers. That one thrown towards the goal, deflects off Webster and goes to the far side. Appleyard now with it. She reverses it behind the net. Dalby staying with it. And Gonowicha couldn't handle that pass. Knocked right back in. Webster steps into that. Off the boards. Now it's in the officials' circle. The Beacons making a change. Now Middlebury does as well. Ashley McDonald fresh off the bench. Leaves it for Lettieri. Her shot blockered away there by Bosch. McDonald staying on it. The lone goal scorer for the Panthers. Maggio backhands that one off the boards, not out. Sent right back in off of the low glass behind the net. Webster tried to find Cramp in the neutral zone, but it goes on to the stick of Sabrina Kim. Cramp, though, wins the battle from Kim. Tries to get it to Henningsen Brown. Puck at the far post, or the near post, and now banked back to center. This one will go all the way down for an icing. 16:04 to go in the final period.
The Beacons really got to try to get it out of their own zone, just over the blue line. You know, force the Panthers to reset. You know, they show that when they have their opportunities, they're going to make use of them. So they have to get the puck out.
Wilbert and McDonald to the right of Mirazic. Wilbert able to win it. Giuliano tried to play it towards goal. It was blocked by Narwaki. So the Beacons have to regroup. Giuliano hits Crepaldi in the neutral zone. Crepaldi able to win the battle. Back the other way, has Wilbert in the middle. Tries to get it to Gustafson. Wilbert towards goal. That one steered away by Mirazic. Wilbert stays with it. Fans on the pass. Battling with it in the corner against Vera. A stretch pass the other way. Nice move by Lettieri. She chips it into the corner. Has Schantz stapled against her. Lettieri able to maneuver away. Gets it to Ziegler. Back to Lettieri in front. Nice play by Gustafson. Clears it, but not out. Staying with it is Cody. Down low to Narwaki. Narwaki goes hard into the glass on the collision with Boyd. Now Boyd finds the loose puck. Not out. Gives it away. Pincelli towards the goal. Blockered down by Bosch. Right out to the slot. Narwaki Gets it to McInerney. She gives it away. That one stick back to center as the Beacons will get a partial change. McInerney brings it in, and it's offside as the puck came back to the neutral zone. Middlebury tags up. Reifler chips it through, but goes right onto the stick of Hendrickson, who hammers it back in. Boyd chips it to the near side corner. Hendrickson, as that one goes off the apron of the goal, Boyd swoops in, plays it to McDougall. But winning that battle was Johnson. Now takes it behind the net, tries the wraparound, goes through the crease. Now McDougall, a chance the other way, has speed. McDougall has Leonard and Reifler. She shoots, save, and the rebound behind the net. Another chance in front, and that one goes back to center. But a good opportunity there for the Beacons, a 3-on-2. Now Webster back with it. She enters the zone, throws it on goal, chipped to the corner by Mirazic. Hansen now there, as that's canceled out and sent back to the point. Webster able to keep it in. Taking a spill there was Hauer, but she's able to find the loose puck. Taking it the other way, through center. Now enters, leaves it off for Cutter. That shot goes wide into the far side corner. Both teams battling for it there as Hansen tries to chip it. Reifler and Cramp were there as it comes back to center. Now closing in is Vera, throws it on goal, and it's snared and held by Bosch with 13:17 to go in the third period.
That's a great save by Bosch, and I think the Beacons will take it. They've had a couple long shifts where they haven't been able to get off the ice. Boyd and Schatz were out there for what seemed like 2 minutes, so they'll take that face off and get fresh legs out there.
The Beacons able to control the loose puck off the draw. That's chipped back towards the blue line, not out, and then it does come out back to center, but sent right back in. Bosch leaves it off for her defenseman, Giuliano. Giuliano canceled out there by Gonowicha. That one chipped back to center by Boyd, and this will go for icing.
The Beacons need to figure something out. They gotta get the puck out of their zone without getting a face-off back in their own zone. So they did a good job of it in the beginning of the games. So they got to figure out kind of what worked then and try to emulate that.
Well, we saw a lot of that in the second period. Middlebury tilting the ice as they have another offensive zone face-off that's won by McDonald. Ziegler throws it towards the goal, sticked away by Bosch. Cramp tries to chip it away, but it's tied up, and now it goes back to center and back into the Middlebury end as Ziegler back to retrieve it. She has Henningsen Brown working against her as she takes a spill. Cramp now tries to dig out the loose puck, but Cody there, as the puck stapled against the wall now comes out loose, and that puck deflects over the glass out of play, so the faceoff will stay in the Middlebury zone.
Henningsen Brown has just been spectacular on the forecheck. She's using her speed to get to the puck and force Middlebury to make a decision, and oftentimes like this time it results in an offensive face-off for the Beacons.
Wilbert able to win the face-off. Maggio chips it off of the half wall, and it's sent the other way by Cutter. Chipped back to center by McInerney. Back to get it, Olivia Shantz. Plays it off of the end boards for Maggio. Maggio can't get it out as it's set right back in behind the net. Gabby Shantz there. Uses the kick blade, tries to get it to Gustafson, but there's two players there for Middlebury as McInerney digs it out, but it goes to Wilbert. Wilbert behind her own net. Reverses it for Shantz, and Shantz tries to chip it back, but McInerney doing a good job on the forecheck. McInerney throws it off the apron of the goal. Cutter tries to tuck it, loose in front, and they score! Cutter got it in front, and it was whacked home by McInerney. And Middlebury, with 11:34 to go, has a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, Cutter just brings it to the front of the net, and Bosch makes the original save, but opens up her 5-hole. And, Panthers are able to finish.
So the freshman McInerney out of Westford, Mass, gives the Panthers a 2-1 lead on a nice play in front. And For McInerney, that will be her first of the season and her first career collegiate goal. If I am reading that stat line correctly, here in our notes, as another chance down low, a nice move to the middle, a backhander, and a great blocker save by Bosch, shutting the door. Now walking up the wall, Hauer, that shot gets blocked. Played to the far side by Appleyard. Kim now plays it around the kick plate. Boyd chips it ahead. Reifler tries to backhand it, but it's stonewalled there by Appleyard. And that's going to be a penalty, as going hard to the boards was Appleyard, so the Beacons will be shorthanded.
Yeah, I think this is dangerous. You know, you go down 2-1 and then you're on the penalty kill. This is not a situation the Beacons want to be in, so hopefully they can kill this off and get back to 5-on-5, because this is dangerous.
So it'll be Emma Webster taking the seat. And Middlebury controls the faceoff. That one chipped down low. McInerney racing for the puck. She gets there. Gets it to Narwaki. Now up top to Hendrickson. Back to Narwaki. She fumbles the puck and it goes back to center. Narwaki to Hendrickson. Looking for Letary as that's chipped in. Shantz tries to play it. Fanned on the clear attempt. Down low, Letary has it behind the net. Has it on the backhand. Gets it out to the point to Hendrickson. Now over to Narwaki. Back over for Letary, high in the slot. That shot knocked down in front off a body. And Bosch able to find the loose puck and freeze it for a whistle.
Panthers are doing a good job moving the puck. They're catching the Beacons kind of off their feet. So it's a great opportunity, but Bosch comes up big.
So 1:21 to go on the Panthers power play, 10-11 to go in the third period, and a false start off the draw. So they'll do it again. Wilbert and Letary on the faceoff. Wilbert able to win it. Boyd steps into the clearing attempt, and it has enough mustard to get back to center. Hendrickson going D to Appleyard. Now Letary gets it back for Hendrickson. Approaching a minute to go on the Middlebury power play. Letary chips it in, she'll chase. Boyd gets there first, tries to reverse it, but it gets knocked down right back to Middlebury. Now Hendrickson out top. Goes over to Narwaki. Back to Hendrickson at the point. To Narwaki. Narwaki waits, holds, shoots, and a nice save there by Leah Bosch, and she'll smother it for a whistle with 46 seconds to go on the power play.
Katie Wilbur was ready to make a second block of the night. She's really all over this penalty kill, so Bosch gets through and Bosch is able to make that save, but it's nice to know you have your players out there ready to block those shots for you.
And a big face-off win there by Hansen, and it's sent all the way down the ice. A full clear as approaching 30 seconds to go on the Middlebury power play. Cramp battling there is Kim. Chips it off the boards to herself. One last rush the other way off the power play for Middlebury. Closing in is Schluter. Now up top to Kim. Goes over to Vera. Back to Kim up top. That shot blocked by Hansen, who's on the ice, and that will kill off the penalty. Middlebury still with it. Tries to maneuver to the goal. The Beacons in the vulnerable minute here. Need to get the puck back to center. They do. Here comes Reifler with speed. Chips it off the boards. Nice move. Reifler to goal. A shot and a save by Mirazic. But a good effort there by Reifler, working by herself, and forces an offensive zone faceoff.
That's a beautiful block shot by Hansen in the defensive end to kind of create that opportunity for Reifler to get the puck out and get that opportunity.
Face-off won by Middlebury. Dalby now behind the net. Cody with it. Goes D to Ziegler. She'll chip it out to center. Giuliano tries to play it ahead, but can't. Now Shantz with it. McDougall plays it out of her own end, was looking for Leonard, and it couldn't get there. Back the other way. That one Chipped in, but back to center as that one fired in on Bosch, and she'll opt to freeze it for a whistle with 8 minutes even to go in this third period. Shots now 32-16 favoring the Panthers as the Beacons win the faceoff but can't control. That one goes to the far side. Maddie Byard was first there. That one chipped to the boards. Gustafson tries to chip it out. Wilbert, nice play. Possible 2-on-1. Has Cripaldi, but a real strong defensive play there by Ashley McDonald, staying with Wilbert all the way to the blue line. That one sent in. Reversed there by Cody. Ziegler gets it to Cody. Puck hops over her stick. Cripaldi wheels it towards goal, but it goes off the skates of Ziegler in front. Ziegler stays with it. That one chipped back to the far side. Fresh off the bench was Liz Cramp. She takes a tumble, stays with it. Cripaldi sends it towards goal just wide. Mirazic may have got her stick on it. That one goes back to center. Back to get it is Webster. Puck escapes her, but she's able to get back to it. Banks it off the boards. Hansen on the forecheck. That's sent up the ice, though, by Vera. Henningsen Brown off the bench. Tries to play it ahead, but can't. That one shipped ahead by Schluter. Schluter has Cutter in the middle. Tried to center it, and a nice play there by Schantz, canceling that pass opportunity out.
Yeah, Schantz does a great work of reading that really well and not allowing her to get the shot off or the pass.
That one sent in cross corner behind the red line, so it will be an icing. And the Beacons with an offensive zone faceoff here with 6:18 to go.
Beacons really need to take advantage of this. You know, they haven't been getting that many opportunities, so having this offensive faceoff, they hopefully can win it and set something up here.
Leonard was able to win the draw. McDougall sends it in around behind the net under the stick of Reifler. Chipped up but not out as Maggio plays it back in. Now it goes on to the stick of Hendrickson. Played up for McInerney. Goes cross ice to Schluter. Cuts to the middle. But Leonard's right there on the back check. She goes with speed through the neutral zone. Enters the zone, but sent right back the other way. Giuliano tries to backhand it up. And Dalby stayed with it. Now Kim, the defenseman, rifles one in on Bosch, and she's able to hold that for a whistle with 5:39 to go.
Bosch has come up huge today. The fact that it's a one-goal game right now is really, really on her. She's played absolutely outstanding and just kind of making every single save that is expected of her.
32 saves for the freshman netminder out of Minnetonka, Minnesota. She has been spectacular indeed. As the puck now goes to the far side. Battled in the corner. Giuliano finds the loose puck, chips it up the boards. Tried to get it to Cripaldi. Cripaldi able to stay with it. Gets it to Gustafson. She's past center. She'll backhand it in. Kim back behind the net has Webster going hard as that one chipped to the far side. Now back to center. A chance for Appleyard. She enters on the near side wing, leaving it off for Letary. Letary by herself as Middlebury making a change. Now the reinforcements arrive. That shot gets blocked, goes behind the net. Letary stays with it. Gets it out top to Ziegler at the point. Ziegler gives it back to Letary. Now down low to Byard. Disrupted though as Hansen back the other way. Tried to play it through the middle. Cripaldi at the end of a long shift will head off for a change. That pass through the middle, disrupted by Cramp. Sent in by Schantz. No icing. Henningsen Brown tried to get there first, but it was chipped to the far side. Hansen battling. 1 against 2. That one chipped back to center. McInerney. Not enough speed as Webster gets there first. That one just out of the reach of Henningsen Brown. If she got there, she would have had cramp going to the goal. Now McInerney through center ice, working by herself against Webster. That shot goes wide. Now on the far side, Shantz stays with it, gets it to center, but only that far. Back the other way, Schluter. Hendrickson will step into that one, and a partial change for the Panthers. That one goes around the kick blade. Not sure if Shantz saw the puck, and it goes back to center all the way down, and this will not be icing. Beacons making a change. Approaching 3:20 to go. Third period. Middlebury leading 2-1 on a goal by Avery McInerney. Maggio steps into it. Rifles it. Blockered away. Rebound McDougall. Throws it back towards the goal. Goes behind the net at the end boards. Wilbert tries to dig it out. First there, though, is Dalby, and that one played back to center. That'll be chipped in and icing with 2:55 to go.
Yeah, this has got to be frustrating if you're the Beacons. You've had quite a few opportunities and you just can't finish. So hopefully they can keep creating these opportunities. 2 minutes left in the game, about almost 3. This game is far from over. So as you can see, they're going to take a timeout, kind of reset, and hopefully be able to come back out and keep the puck down Middlebury's end.
So head coach Bill Mandigo calls timeout after the icing, and an opportunity here for the Beacons. Just 2:55 to go. They have played very well once again, sticking with a very good team. We mentioned Middlebury, the defending national champions. They went 27-0 last year and won the first 4 games of the season this year. They have dropped their last 3. But as I mentioned, the Beacons staying right with them for the most part. Their shots are favored for Middlebury, but I think that UMass has had just as many good chances as the Panthers have.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear they're capable of hanging with these strong teams and competing with them. So, you know, it'll be frustrating if they have nothing to show for it at the end of this, but they definitely have something to say about sticking with this nationally ranked Middlebury team.
So the face-off will be to the left of Sofia Mirazic. 2:55 to go. And the Beacons have pulled the goalie. The extra attacker out there. A bold decision by head coach Daniel Blanchard. Has a lot of time still left, but the Beacons at times have had a tough time being able to establish offensive zone time, and the head coach is going to use the opportunity with the O-zone face-off to pull the goalie.
Yeah, you know, I think that's a smart move. You have nothing to lose at this point. 3 minutes left. That's a decent amount of time, and hopefully they can create something from it.
So it appears that Cramp is the extra attacker. Beacon's able to win the draw. Goes back to center though. Shantz goes to Leonard, who's back at the point. Leonard plays it through. Reifler enters. Reifler backhands it to Wilbert. In the near side corner, she banks it off the boards. Reifler now tries to reverse it for Hansen. Able to get it to her. Hansen tried to maneuver towards the front of the net, but the puck rolled off her stick and goes back to center. Leonard to Shantz. Shantz banks it off Hansen, who chips it in. And a giveaway. Wilbert to Hansen. Wheels towards goal, gets blocked. Goes to the corner. Reifler centers it for Cramp. Wilbert steps into it, doesn't get to the net. That one chipped back to center. Lettieri to the empty net, and she seals it. So Jenna Lettieri, the senior from right down the street in Winthrop, Massachusetts, has given Middlebury a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can do about that. The Beacons do a good job of kind of rotating the puck down low and creating opportunities, but at the end of the day, Middlebury has wins the puck and does a really good job of, not icing it and taking their time to set that up and put this game out of reach of the Beacons.
That one chipped in. As still 1:50 to go. It's a tall mountain to climb, but if the Beacons get one at least before the 1 minute mark, they still have a chance here. But first they need to exit their own zone, which they do. Hansen with speed, able to chip it, but not into the zone, as a nice play by Ziegler. And she'll just spoon it into the Beacons' end. They'll go off for a change. Giuliano chips it to center. Crepaldi able to get a piece of it, no icing. Now on the near side, Appleyard plays it to McInerney. She backhands it in. Goes around the net. Webster tries to reverse it. Gets it to Shantz. Shantz pivots onto the backhand. Banks it off the boards. McInerney tried to send it back in, but she whiffed on that opportunity. Now Shantz banks it off the glass. Back to center, but right onto the stick of Vera, who sends it right back in behind the net. Bosch out to play it. Webster gets it to Shantz. Chips it back out to center. McDonald with it. Through the middle to Leteri. Leteri taking it in the final 30. Gets it up top for Kim. D to D. That shot from the point by Vera is turned aside by Bosch. Goes back to center. Vera sends it back in. Final 10 approaching. That one thrown towards the goal. Back on the near side is Reifler. Clock ticking down, and that will do it. Well, a valiant effort once again from the Beacons, but it wasn't enough, as the defending national champions will improve to 5-3 after they had dropped 3 in a row, so they're back in the win column, and the Beacons will now fall to 5-7.
Yeah, I don't think the Beacons should leave this one hanging their heads. They really did have a good game. Leah Bosch especially really showed up tonight, and I think that's worth mentioning. At the end of the day, Middlebury walks away with the win. But, overall, I don't think it was a bad showing for UMass Boston tonight.
As we said, 2 tough opponents, back-to-back nationally ranked teams. It was Connecticut College on Tuesday, who the Beacons fell 6-4 to, but stuck with for the entirety of the game, and they do it once again against the 13th ranked team, Middlebury. But again, their efforts in the end still not enough to come home with a victory, but respectable nonetheless, beyond respectable. And we're going to step aside here for a brief moment, and we'll be back to deliver you the final scoring summary and stats for this contest on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
The men's basketball at home taking on Eastern Connecticut State University in a Little East Conference matchup, their first of the season. The two teams met in last year's LEC quarterfinals, in which the Beacons fell on the road. Today would be a different story, though, for the Beacons, as Emmanuel Zayas, the high point scorer for the Beacons today, nails a 3 right there, gives the Beacons an early 3-2 lead. And then Zayas with another 3 right here at the game, being tied 5-all, would help spur a 9-0 run for the Beacons, in which they would never look back at this point. Malik Lorquette with a layup after the spin move against Quentin Lott, and then Ika Lua nails this 3 on the pass from Bobby Joy. And then Mariano Olivia Rodriguez closes out the 9-0 run with a free throw to give the Beacons a 14-5 advantage. And they would never trail again, like I mentioned, because they would just be in full control on both ends of the floor. Xavier McKenzie with the nice layup on the left side right there helps give the Beacons a 9-point advantage. And then Malik Lorquette with a big block in the first half right there leads to a transition basket the other way for Xavier McKenzie to help put the Beacons in front at this point, their largest lead of the game, at 12. Their largest lead would be 14 in the first half, as Lorquette with the steal right there gets it to Olivia Rodriguez for the layup. Beacons up 23-9. The Warriors would respond, get it within 8 in the closing minutes of the first half, but then Lorquette would go to work and score 2 straight baskets for the Beacons to head in the locker room up by 12 points, and the offense would continue to roll in the second half as Lorquette lays it up and in to start off the second half. Emmanuel Zayas right back to work, goes with a nice move to the middle, stops, and spins around Max Lee to help make it a 14-point game for the Beacons. Now at this point, an 11-point advantage, and Zayas finds Olivia Rodriguez in the corner for a three, banks it home, and that's now a 14-point lead for the Beacons at this point. And then Zayas with the game down to 12 points, nails it from the top of the key. It's now a 15-point advantage, and now the Beacons would take their largest lead at 17 points on this Malik Lorquette layup. But the Warriors would respond. They'd get within 7. Dominic Dow would nail a 3 right here to make it just a 7-point game, but Xavier McKenzie would nail 4 of his final 5 free throws to close out a 67-58 victory for the Beacons, who moved to 1-0 in LEC play. Emmanuel Zayas leading the way with 17 points on 7 of 10 shooting on the afternoon, securing 7 rebounds. Xavier McKenzie, for his 5th straight game as a freshman, recording double-digit points, scoring 17 of them on 5 of 18 shooting and going 6 for 7 from the free throw line. And then Malik Lorquette nearly had his 5th consecutive double-double, scoring 15 points on 7 of 10 shooting and grabbing 8 rebounds. The Beacons have now won 4 of their last 6 matchups against Eastern Connecticut after losing 23 in a row to them. They will hit the road for their next LEC matchup against WestCon, slated for Tuesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Boston women's basketball at home taking on New England College. The Beacons looking to get back on track after losing to Eastern Connecticut State University over the weekend and only shooting 19% from the floor. Paige Olivier would help get the Beacons in front with a 3-pointer in that layup right there, 7-6. Beacons would jump out to a 13-6 advantage before Lara Matthias would go on an 8-0 run of her own, hitting 2 3-pointers from just about the same spot, and then on the very next play, going in for the layup right here to help give New England College a 14-13 advantage late in the first quarter. But then the Beacons would score on this fast break with Sabela Jensen, and then they would go up for good in this game. Not to say that the game was close, though, and down to the wire. Right here from Dixon lays it up and in to give the Beacons a 1-point advantage. Sunny Green had herself a day, hits that 3 from the left side to help put the Beacons up by 5, and then Meg Dixon with the layup in the middle of the paint helps put them up by 7. Sunny Green then, once again with a 3, just steps back on her defender, nails it from the top of the key. And then in the second half, the Beacons up by 7. Meg Dixon from the corner hits a 3. And then right after that, Carrie Ann Farina is going to hit this left side jumper to help put the Beacons up by 12. They'd lead by as many as 14 in the contest. And then Sabela Jensen here on the fast break layup puts the Beacons up by 11. They looked like they were in full control. This would be the turning point as Macy Gordon is fouled by Carrie Ann Farina, which would send her to the line for 3 free throws. She'd hit 2 of them and then miss the third. Ball gets hit around. New England College maintains possession. Gordon in the corner hits this 3. It becomes a 6-point game heading into the fourth. Beacons would go back up by 9, and then Erica Pratt with the steal helps make it a 7-point deficit for the Pioneers, and then Macy Gordon hits the right side 3. It's now a 4-point game. Sunny Green would look to put the dagger in it for the Beacons, hits this jumper, makes it a 9-point game with 2:45 remaining. And then Meg Dixon hitting this free throw would make it a 7-point game with just over 30 seconds left. But then Mackenzie McDonald would be the scorer for the Pioneers, hits a corner 3. Suddenly it's now a 4-point game. Dixon would miss a pair of free throws, and then McDonald the other way hits that 3-pointer. It's a 1-point game with 4 seconds left, and Meg Dixon hits a pair of free throws, puts the Beacons up by 3. One last chance for the Pioneers. It would be Mackenzie McDonald again with Paige Olivier all over her. It falls just short. It was right on target as the Beacons escape with the 68.
And we're back here inside Edward T. Berry Ice Rink to wrap things up as we go over the final scoring summary of this one. It was actually McDonald who opened the scoring for Middlebury, getting her second of the year. Katie Wilbert getting her second of the year on a beautiful goal, top shelf on the blocker's side. And then it was Avery McInerney who gave the Panthers the lead and the game-winning goal, and then Jenna Letary added an empty netter, and it is a 3-1 final score. Gina, any final thoughts before we wrap things up here?
Yeah, I mean, overall it's a loss, but I think there are a few things that are kind of bright in UMass Boston's future. Leah Bosch stood on her head. She had an excellent game. And then Katie Wilbert, you know, she leads the team with assists, but was able to kind of get in the goal column today with her second. So, I mean, that's just something that's always good to see, players to kind of start putting the puck in the back of the net. So, you know, they do have a bit of a break, but I think there's some things to look forward to.
And I forgot we have the final stats here of this one is the shots favoring Middlebury, 38-21, 35 saves, as Gina just mentioned, for Leah Bosch, who was spectacular again. Face-offs, Middlebury 30-28 for the Beacons, and Beacons again struggling on the power play, 0 for 1, and Middlebury 0 for 2, and then the penalties, 1 for 2 minutes and 2 for 4 minutes for the Beacons. And the road ahead for the Beacons, after this, they will head to their winter break. They'll come back at Amherst College, non-conference. That'll be on the 31st of December. Then January 6th, they'll be home against Castleton. 4 straight conference games at home. Plymouth State on the 7th, Norwich on the 13th, and New England College on the 14th. Well, that ends our coverage here for today. Once again, the final score, Middlebury 3 and UMass 1, but it was a valiant effort. Once again, want to thank everybody here, our productions crew, graphics, camera, and shout out to you, Gina. This was your first time doing color, and you did a spectacular job. I'm Andrew Bluestein, signing off here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody.